This week, legalized recreational marijuana got one step closer to a floor vote in the Minnesota Legislature as it passed a key committee. A short time ago, I spoke with House Majority Leader Winkler, the sponsor of the bill. And joining us right now is Minnesota House Majority Leader Winkler. Representative Winkler, thank you so much for coming on.
Sure, happy to be here.
All right. You have spearheaded the effort to get recreational marijuana legalized here in Minnesota for a number of years. You passed a key hurdle this week. Tell us about that.
Well, for the first time ever, a bill to legalize cannabis and to expunge criminal records and create a whole new industry in Minnesota passed a committee at the Minnesota Legislature. We were heard at the Commerce Committee and passed the bill on a party line vote, but we do hope to pick up Republican support as we go along. So it's the first of many stops through the legislative process this session on our way to hopefully passing this bill through the Minnesota House and sending it to the Minnesota Senate for passage, although that will be much more difficult.
There are an awful lot of people who feel this is inevitable at some point, that this will pass. Even South Dakota legalized recreational marijuana this year. Do you think this is the year, though?
Well, I hope it is. The current cannabis laws that we have are doing more harm than any harms that they could possibly be preventing. We are denying access to cannabis for veterans who have PTSD. We're denying access to cannabis for seniors who have medical conditions. We are locking up people at disproportionate rates. And really, the criminal justice approach to cannabis is having a devastating effect on many communities in Minnesota. And when you look at the racial disparities in our criminal justice system and our state as a whole, we really need to take this on and resolve it.
Right. But let me ask you about the medical aspect of it, because we do have a medical marijuana law. People I have talked to say there are an awful lot of hurdles to get into that program still, but others say it's working.
Well, we did a 15-city tour across Minnesota, and every place we went, we heard that the medical cannabis program is too expensive and it's too hard to access. It's too restrictive. And so we heard heart-wrenching stories about parents who couldn't afford medical cannabis for their children with very severe and heartbreaking conditions. We heard about seniors who were deciding whether or not they would risk going to other states to get cannabis to help them. And of course, veterans. Everywhere we went, we heard about the opioid epidemic and how it has hurt so many veterans dealing with chronic conditions. And cannabis is a much healthier alternative to that. So we really do have an issue with the medical program across the state, and at the very least, we need to open that up more. But that should be part of a broader legalization and expungement effort.
And an important part of this legislation is also the criminal penalties. Explain that, because this is really something that I think gets overlooked when people just grab the headline. Well,
we have a weird disparity in Minnesota. You could have up to 1.5 ounces cannabis, and you basically get a ticket if you're caught. Above that level, you have a felony. And in Minnesota, African Americans and whites use cannabis at about the same rate, very close. And African Americans are anywhere from 5 to 10 times more likely to be arrested for it. So we have a criminal penalty system that is really have disparate racial impacts. And on top of that, the criminal system itself is not legitimate when 2/3 of Minnesotans and Americans think that the product should be legalized. It's just not a safe, effective, fair way to address cannabis concerns in our communities.
Let me ask you about the SAFE Act, the $35 million that the governor wants for safety and security during the Derek Chauvin murder trial in the George Floyd case. You got stopped, halted in the legislature, in the House, by progressives who didn't think it went far enough. Republicans in the Senate say it's a bailout. Where do you stand on this? I mean, what can be done to compromise here? And is the compromise the Republican House compromise, which just says, just pass the money, leave out all the reforms?
Well, first of all, the goal of the SAFE Act is to make sure that what happened in Minneapolis and St. Paul last summer does not happen again. We can all agree on that. The mutual aid agreements where law enforcement from around our communities in Minnesota will help Minneapolis and St. Paul are coming together and are in place. So the law enforcement response would be there. The big question in this bill is, are we going to pay for those responses from around Minnesota and in Minneapolis and St. Paul in a fair way? And so we are continuing to work to see if there is compromise. We do not want to spend money on law enforcement without some accountability, due to the fact that we are having this trial because a Minneapolis police officer killed an African American. it's the very police and law enforcement itself that's on trial. So we have to be very careful about how we fund law enforcement responses to this trial.
All right. But you are optimistic that you can reach a compromise?
Republicans say they want to pass a bill. Republicans.
Well, they don't want any part of these police accountability part. They want that left out.
No, that's a bargaining position. They know that police accountability has to be part of it. And most importantly, law enforcement groups want that bill. The bill that we brought to the floor on Thursday was supported by law enforcement. And so it was a combination of Republicans who voted against law enforcement and a few progressives who were concerned about this version of the bill. It was the reason why it didn't pass. But we are still going to be working on it.
Okay, well, listen, Majority Leader Ryan Winkler, thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll be following up with you, obviously, throughout the weeks to come.
Okay, thanks, Esme.